Uh, this episode's going to be a rather serious one than others. There's going to be no intro and minimal editing because I'm going to be here this week to spread some awareness and be as transparent as we guys as possible because we're living in a crazy world right now. And, platforms like all these other channels on YouTube, social media, forums, whatever the case may be, podcasts like this one right now. We have the privilege of having a platform, so we have to utilize that privilege correctly and speak our word and make our voices heard and show the rest of the world that we care. That it's just not a one-sided thing that just because it's happening elsewhere and it's not happening where I live, I'm just not gonna give a shit about it or not care about it. No. And I'm referring to, if you guys haven't heard already, Russia has declared a war on Ukraine. And this is something that's been the buzz all over social media, all over Twitter, all over the news. They've already deployed troops are on the borders of the country and have thrown missiles to multiple buildings and residential areas of Ukraine. And it's crazy. It's crazy the times that we're living in. And even the US now have been put the voice in, the confirmation in for sanctions against Russia and military sanctions and overall economic sanctions against the country. President Joe Biden actually just spoke momentarily a few minutes ago, discussing some of the sanctions that he plans to put in place against Russia, and those include limiting access to the internet and any further technology exporting to Russia as well. He says that, to sum it up in simpler words, Russia has been biting more than they can chew because after this conflict, Russia's economy is basically going to plummet. And those sanctions are just going to add more fuel to that fire. So it's crazy times that we're living in currently, and we're living through a war. I mean, if you've guys seen all the videos surfacing on social media, this morning actually my mom showed me a live TikTok of a Ukrainian citizen recording from his apartment or his house, wherever he lives. He's recording the streets of Ukraine, and in the background, you can hear air raid sirens going off. This is a sound, ladies and gentlemen, that we haven't heard since the Second World War, and that was 80 years ago. We haven't heard this ambient siren for so long, and it's scary that now we're revisiting that aspect of history and hearing these sounds once again. And honestly, before I go any further, my heart goes out to all the innocent families and children that currently live in Ukraine. The 40 people that died early morning yesterday, after the missile attacks. People are dying, and this is affecting a lot of families and people that are just trying to live a normal civilized life in Ukraine. People are dying. People are fleeing from Ukraine, going to Poland, going to other neighboring countries because they don't want to be involved into any of this. And see, when it comes to a crisis like this, a national crisis like this, that's the part that hurts us more is seeing how it's affecting innocent people, people that have nothing to do with this. And it's unfortunate that innocents are the ones that pay the price at the end all be all. Innocent people, innocent children are the ones that get affected by this mainly at the end of all this. And it's just, it's just one aspect that really touches my heart because, like I said previously, we can't have tunnel vision. We can't say stuff like, just because it's not happening where I live currently, I'm not going to be affected by it, or I'm not going to show no emotion towards it. Because if that was us in that position, you know damn well we'd be expressing the same emotions: fear, sorrow, sadness, pain, agony. We'd all be expressing those emotions. So, um, we have to feel for everyone in Ukraine and everyone that's being affected by this, because if this escalates any further, we could be in that same position, and then what? And then what are we gonna say after that? That we don't care? That just because this is happening elsewhere, I'm not gonna give a shit now? No, because once your family's getting affected by a potential invasion or potential war, you're not going to be saying that type of stuff. You're going to contradict on what you said before, go back on what you said before, and then be like, all right, you know what? This is bad. This is bad. But my families are in danger. Why do we have to act that way beforehand? See, here's the thing about me. I'm not one to favor political discussions because I know how controversial they can get. I know how divisive they can get. It's very divided when it comes to politics. But at the same time, we can't ignore this type of stuff. We all can't be in the same room and not seeing the elephant in front of us, as the expressions goes. Let's address the elephant in the room. We're all in this room in terms of the world, and when it comes to the elephants like these crises, we tend to ignore them or just isolate ourselves from them. And why do we do that? That to me, that's just something that won't go well with me at all, is the fact that we have to be so arrogant and ignorant and say, I'm not gonna give a shit what's happening in Ukraine, in Palestine, and even our own national countries, like countries in Latin America, Honduras, Central America, Mexico, because it's not happening to me. It's just a very ignorant way of thinking, and I think it's something that we have to get better at and stop thinking in this particular manner. But yeah, I just wanted to shed light on the situation. This might be short, this might be a long episode, I don't know. Like I said, I'm coming here as transparent as possible. No intro, very minimal editing, just expressing my point, expressing my take on what's going on, and just giving my word. Giving my word in probably the most comforting ways as possible. We're all one human race. We all have to help each other. We're all in this together at the end of the all. We're with the Ukrainian people. We can't just not support these people in a moral or physical manner. We're all humans. We're gonna get through this one way or the other, and especially with one person's grace, and that person is God. That's the one person that's gonna hold these falling pieces together up together again. That's the only person that we can have faith in and put our grace in, because at the moment, the world that that we're living in right now is a crazy one. In fact, it's a lot going on in the world, and we can't be ignorant. We can't be arrogant to these situations. So please, me, Jason Martinez, I'm advising to each and every one of you, if you guys have a TikTok platform, if you guys are on YouTube, or whatever part of content creation that you're a part of, do your best to spread awareness and spread light on the situation, and just be natural about it. Just give your advice, give your take, because we need more voices to be heard. This is important, especially people that are young. Young people tend to look at these situations and say, I don't really care about this, or this doesn't affect me, so why should I talk about it? Because we're young and dumb. We tend to have tunnel vision and not know that these situations could affect all of us, not just one group of people or one country. So please, if you have a platform, I advise you in the most neutral way possible, natural way possible, spread light on the situation, give your condolences, give your prayers, spread awareness, because we need it, and we need it bad. So with that being said, I mean, just to get to give a few updates, like I said, the President Biden has already imposed those particular sanctions. So with due time, we'll see those sanctions being taken place, and just a lot of other things that are at risk. I mean, global national gas prices are going up. The stock markets are currently crashing. I do advise, if you are investing, if any of you are investing, listening to this right now, invest at your own risk. do not put that much money into your portfolio because the times that we're living right now are rough. So please invest at your own risk. If you can, try not to invest at all for the time being until all this is cleared out, and just be careful with your money because if it's one area of a nation that's affected more during a war crisis like this one, it's the economy. So we as citizens have to be precautious and careful when it comes to just investing and handling our money because the president actually already announced that, according to him, we are prepared for any attempt at a cyber attack from Russia. If you guys don't know what a cyber attack is basically a global hacking attack where Russia could potentially get through many finances and banking accounts and just overall gas pipelines, even. So, pretty much the internet goes in this precarious situation where everything is hacked, everything is compromised, and just you are done. Your identity is out there, your bank information, your financials, gas pipelines are not functioning anymore. Everything that has to do with the web and the internet, overall technology gets compromised and gets hacked. He claims that we're ready for a potential cyber attack. So this is not me saying that it's gonna happen. I'm just giving you guys the information, giving you guys the scoop on what is being said and what's going on right now. So, yeah, I just wanted to shed my light on this. My prayers and thoughts go with the people of Ukraine, the 40 people that have died, like I said previously, and just stay safe. God's with you, Godspeed, and you know, just hope that we can all get out of this. But from the time being, we just gotta wait and see what happens. Because with these sanctions, the only thing that I think that could happen in the future is that it's just going to be extra provocation to President Vladimir Putin, and we'll see how he reacts to that. Because he already said he threatened. He basically, I see it as a threat. Anyone who listens to this could disagree with me all you want. It was a blatant threat by President Putin when he said that if anyone tries to get involved between the war of Ukraine and Russia, he will fire back with consequences that have never been seen in history, quote unquote, by President Putin. So, if anything, these sanctions are only going to put more fuel into that fire. So, we shall see what happens. But, yeah, with that being said, if you guys want more updates on the situation, like I said, I try my best to keep this podcast neutral, but in a way, my main topics that I've been discussing in these episodes are already controversial as they are in terms of disabilities in tech. But you guys know, everyone that has listened to this show already know that I come with a positive intent, non-controversial intent, because controversy is not what I want for my podcast. But if it comes, it's gonna come. People are gonna have disagreements. People are gonna get probably offensive for the things that I say, and it's just a part of it. I'm publicly saying this out to the world, out online, publicly saying, talking about these things. So controversy is doomed to happen, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be the one to purposely get controversial on the show because I know how negative it could be. I'm here talking on a neutral standpoint, trying to spread awareness on the news. That is all. If you guys come across this episode and you guys want to disagree with me, take it to the comments or message me personally on one of my socials. It's fine. But my goal here is to not offend anyone, to not go at anyone's political beliefs or political rights. That is not my goal here. I'm coming to you guys naturally, transparent, to the best of my ability, and that is all. So with that being said, this is going to be a quick short one. Like I said, very raw, minimal editing, straight to the point. We should be back with regular scheduling, regular topics later next week. So thank you, thank you guys for giving the time to listen to this. And like I said, if you have a platform, please, please utilize it to the best of your ability. Spread awareness without getting controversial, without getting negative. Just be that person because we need more people like that. So with that being said, if you guys have any comments or if you guys would want me to follow up with my opinions on the situation or just more news on what's going on between Ukraine and Russia and just the world as a whole, let me know. If you guys like political discussions like these, although again I'm not one for them, but I know how important it is to address these things because we live in these countries and it's important to know what's going on. Let me know. And I'll come back with more on the topic and probably longer episodes than this. I just wanted to get on here and just talk about it because, like I said, this is the big elephant in the room, and we can't just act like we don't see it. So, with that being said, this has been Talkative. We'll be back with regular topics and regular just vibe to the show next week. I hope you guys take care. Please stay safe. And my condolences and prayers are to the people of Ukraine. We're here for you. We're all one human race, and we're here for each other. Thank you guys. Take care. See you next week.